Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn the questions based on remainder theorem, in which I'll be basically focusing on 3 points here. The first one is I'll be teaching you how to use positive and negative remainders as a combination, and then how to use cancellations, and then how to solve the questions which are based on powers. Okay. Before moving ahead, I would like to suggest you that if you have not yet seen the first video where I have taught you the meaning of remainders and the theorem of positive and multiplication and addition, you must visit this link here and try to learn the concept first before going ahead with this video. If you remember, I had given you homework in the last video which was very simple, and I would like to discuss the solution to that question first before we move ahead with the question here. So the question was 8 to the power 15 divided by 7. Now this basically means I need to divide 8 to the power 15. Now that is 8 multiplied 15 times, right? And whole divided by 7. So here in each term of the numerator, which is 8, I'll be getting a remainder of 1, right? So which is nothing but 1 to be multiplied 15 times, whole divided by 7. Now 1 multiplied 15 times is 1 itself, divided by 7. Now 1 divided by 7, the remainder is 1. Now those who have seen the first video will clearly understand this, because the numerator is smaller than the denominator, so the remainder will be the numerator itself, which is 1 here. Very simple question it was, but this is not the simple type of question that we always come across. We will see the different types here. Okay, before moving ahead again, as I told you, we will be learning how to use the negative remainders. Fine. So the question is divide 8 to the power 15 by 9 and find the remainder. Now if we look at this question, it also looks the same like the previous one, but the divisor here is 9. So I need to multiply 8 in the numerator 15 times, right, divided by 9. Now 8 divided by 9, each term if I divide by 9, I'll get 8 as a remainder, right? So the next step turns out to be the similar one, the same one rather, right? Now I cannot find out 8 multiplied, the remainder 8 to be multiplied 15 times, right? That is going to be a huge calculation. So to avoid that, I am going to now refer to the negative remainder. If positive 8 is the remainder, then negative should be minus 1, because the divisor is 9. Those who have seen the first video will get the meaning of this very clearly, right? If the remainder is positive 8, then it is negative 1 as well. So I am going to choose negative remainder here, and that negative remainder minus 1 to be multiplied total 15 times divided by 9. Now when I multiply minus 1 15 times, that is odd number of times, I'll get minus 1 again, right? So minus 1 divided by 9. Now the remainder in this case has to be minus 1 itself, because the numerator is smaller than the denominator. So now once it is minus 1, and I also told you that the answer is always to be written in positive remainders. So if the remainder is minus 1, then it is plus 8. So the answer is plus 8, because we prefer always the positive remainder as the answer. Fine. So what we did here is, instead of going for the positive remainder, which was plus 8 in the numerator, it was not possible for me to multiply 8 15 times. So instead I will prefer minus 1 as the remainder here. So I can multiply minus 1 any number of times. So here in this question I was required to multiply minus 1 15 times, which I could do, because minus 1 multiplied 15 times is minus 1 itself. Now minus 1 divided by 9, the remainder was minus 1, but as I want the answer always in positive, so the answer has to be plus 8. Let us look into one more question. Here I'm going to teach you the multiple ways of solving one question. Okay, by which I mean I will solve the same question by positive remainder, also by negative remainder. Okay, let us see. 93 by 11, 11 8's 88, the remainder is plus 5. Then 58 by 11, 11 5's 55, the remainder is 3. And 12 by 11, the remainder is 1. Very simple one, right? So 5 into 3 into 1 divided by 11, that is 15 divided by 11, and the remainder of which is equal to 4. Very simple question. But now I am going to simply show you how it works exactly the same. I mean, the answer will not change even if I consider negative remainders in between. Okay, So let me consider one of them as negative. Okay, so the first one is plus 5, so I'll keep it as plus 5 itself. The second one is plus 3, I'll keep it as plus 3 itself, and the third one, which is plus 1. So if you again remember, if it is plus 1, then it is minus 10 because the divisor is 11. Okay, so I'm going to consider the last remainder as minus 10, and I'm going to show you the remainder still will be the same. So 5 into 3, it is 15. 15 into minus 10 divided by 11. Now again let us go by term. So 15 divided by 11, the remainder here is 4, and then 10 divided by 11 minus 10 divided by 11, the remainder is minus 10, isn't it, because the numerator is smaller than the denominator. So that gives me minus 40 by 11. Now 11 3 is 33, which means the remainder is going to be minus 7, right, because 33 plus 7 is 40. So the remainder is minus 7, but we know the remainders are always preferred in positives. So if it is minus 7, it will be plus 4. Very simple as that, right? So the answer is going to be plus 4. So if you look at the answers, positive 4 here and positive 4 here as well. So the answer doesn't change even if you consider positive and negative remainders as a combination. Okay, so it is your decision what do you go ahead with. Okay, and that will depend on how larger the numbers are. Okay, you'll understand in the further questions, in more detail. Let us have a look at this question. 124 into 57 into 94 into 104. So divide by 15. Fine. So the first number 124 divided by 15. So 115 8 is 120. So I'll get the remainder equal to plus 4. Then the next one is 57 by 15. The remainder here is going to be 15 3 is 45. The remainder is 12. Then the third term 94 by 15. 15 6 90. The remainder is going to be plus 4. And then 104 by 15. Now 15 6 90. The remainder is going to be 14 here. Now you see, this is where I decide whether do I go with positive remainder or negative remainder. So here I'm going to get bigger numbers, right? 14 and 12. So instead I'll go for negative remainders. So 4. So if it is plus 12, then it has to be minus 3 because the divisor is 15. So I'll prefer minus 3 here. Okay, then plus 4 is small number, then instead of plus 14 I will prefer minus 1. Now I think you should be comfortable by comfortable in writing negative remainders in place of positive ones. Divide by 15. So why did I do this conversion? Because to make the numbers look smaller. Okay, smaller ones. So now if you multiply all these numbers, 4 into 3 is 12, 12 into 4 is 48, and negative into negative becomes positive. So this in total is 48 divided by 15, and the remainder is 3, right? So this is how we conclude here. What I'm trying to say is you can use the combination of positive and negative remainders as per your will. Okay, it is your choice. Now even if you had done the same calculation of the first step, you could have gotten the same answer. Let me show it to you with a different color. See the first step. Okay, I'm proceeding further with this step. So 12 into 4 was 48, and then 14 into 4 was 56, right? Divide by 15. If we solve this further, you'll get the same answer. So 48 by 15, the remainder is 3 here, and then 56 by 15, the remainder is going to be 11. Okay, divide by 15 again. 11 3 is 33. 33 by 15, the remainder is again 3. So it is completely your choice. What do you go ahead with? Okay, do you take positive remainder or do you take negative remainder? The choice is yours, but by practice you understand which one is better to go ahead with. Okay, let us now learn how to use cancellation to save our time of calculation. Look at this question, 125 by 124 by 15, the same question that we solved in the previous slide. Okay, but now I'm going to use some cancellation techniques so that we save some time here. Okay, so if you look at the question, there are two numbers. Okay, there is one number in the numerator and the divisor which can be cancelled together. Okay, so I can cancel 57 and 15 by a factor of 3. So if I cancel, this becomes 5, and if I cancel, this becomes how much? 3 ones 3 and 3 nines 27. So what I have done here is I have simplified the divisor and a term in the numerator by a factor of 3. Now I have a new question altogether. Okay, remember what I have done here is I have reduced the whole calculation from both numerator and denominator by a factor of 3. Now let me solve it further. 124 divided by 5, the remainder is going to be 4, right? Then 19 divided by 5, the remainder is going to be again 4. Then 94 divided by 5, the remainder is 4 there as well. 104 divided by 5, the remainder is 4 there as well. So whole divided by 5. So 4 into 4 into 4 into 4. So instead of finding 4 to the power 4, I can again make some groups. 4 into 4 is 16 here. 4 into 4 is 16 there. Divide by 5. So 16 by 5, the remainder is 1, right? 16 by 5, the remainder is 1. So 1 into 1 is again 1. So 1 divided by 5, the remainder is 1. I hope this was not fast. You should be able to understand these steps by now. Now is 1 the answer? No, 1 is not the answer, because I have changed my question. I had divided the question, the given question, by a factor of 3. So my final answer should be this remainder 1 multiplied by the same factor 3. So the answer is going to be 3. That is my main answer. So I hope this is not a confusion. What we did is very simple. I have cancelled the questions terms by a factor of 3, and hence I have to multiply the final remainder that I get by the same factor 3. Okay, let us learn it in the next one more question. See this question: 22 by 100, and there are what 6 numbers in the numerator. Now tell me, I mean, you can clearly see there are 2 numbers from which I can. Now why do I need cancellation here? It is very important to understand that first. See, if I don't cancel the numbers here, the every, I mean, 22, 31, 44, 27, 37, 43, all these numbers are smaller than the denominator, which means I'm going to get the same numbers as the remainders, and which means I need to multiply all of them to get my ultimate answer. So to avoid that huge calculation, cancellation is the best technique here. See, I can cancel 44 and 100 by a factor of 4. So if I cancel these numbers, it becomes 4 into 11, and this becomes 4 into 25. So by doing this, my cancellation has been, I mean, my calculation has been reduced. Let us see how. 22 divided by 25. Now here, see, I'm going to now directly using, I'm going to directly use the negative remainder. Why? Because positive remainder is going to be plus 22. Instead, I'll go for the negative one, which is minus 3, right? Then 31 by 25, the positive one is smaller one, which is plus 6, so I'll go for that only. 11 by 25, I guess the positive one be simpler, right? So positive is 11. Then 27 by 25, the remainder is going to be plus 2. Then 37 by 25, the remainder is going to be plus 12. And 43 by 25, now in this case the positive remainder is going to be plus 20, plus 20, plus 19, plus 18. So better I'll go for the negative one. The negative will be minus 7. I hope this is, there is no minus 7, it is okay, minus 7. So since the divisor is 25, 43 by 25, the remainder is going to be positive 18. Okay, so positive 18 means negative going to be, it is minus 7. So now the whole term divided by 7. Now you see I have taken two negatives here, minus 3 and minus 7. Multiplying them will be again a positive number. So once again I need to actually go for a number of multiplication. So instead I'll go for um, forming some groups. So if you see, minus 7 into minus 3 will be plus 21, right? Then 6 into 12 is going to be 72, and then 11 into 2 is going to be 22. So there is no rule for grouping these numbers, it is just randomly done. Then 21 by 25, the remainder is minus 4, right? And then 72 by 25, the remainder is going to be positive, it is going to be 23. I'll go for negative instead, which is going to be minus 3. Okay, then 22 by 25, it is going to be positive 22. I'll go for negative minus 3. So divide by 25. Now this one is going to be minus 4 into minus 3 is plus 12, plus 12 into minus 3 is minus 36. So minus 36 divided by 25. Now this one gives me the answer in negative remainders. 36 divided by 25 is 11, right? Means remainder is minus 11. Okay, whenever you have a negative number, don't worry about that. Simply find out the remainder of 36 by 25. The remainder is 11, right? give a minus sign to that. Now once again, if the remainder is minus 1, then the positive should be equal to how much? Plus 14. So what I'm getting here is the remainder is coming out to be plus 14. But is it my answer? No. Many people make this mistake after cancellation method. They write down this as the answer, which will be there obviously in the options. So plus 14 is not the answer because I had cancelled the question by a factor of 4. So the main answer is going to be 14 into 4, which is equal to 56. So my answer is 56. Okay, I hope this question was understood by everyone, because it is very important to understand that cancellation saves a lot of time, because otherwise if you had not gone for cancellation, you would have required to multiply these all terms, which will take definitely a lot of time. So guys, our target was to complete 3 points. The first one was to use the positive and negative remainders, and second was to use cancellation as a method. So we have learned these 2 points. So since the video is becoming a bit lengthier, I'm going to cover this point in the coming video, where I'll be solving 4 to 5 questions which are based on powers. Okay, so see you in the next video. Till then, you can watch the first and second video and try to understand the concepts, and let me know if you have your doubts in the comment box. Thank you guys.